When my 5-year-old came home, we faced a lot of challenges. He really had absolutely no language because he had lost 2 languages already by the time he came home and didn't know any English. So I didn't hear him talk for at least probably a month and a half. But when he picked up English, he picked it up quick. So he spent a lot of time those first several weeks crying. And us not knowing any way to meet his needs because we had no idea what was going on. But it was a gradual process, but he transitioned to our home really well, which probably remarkably well, but you know, we found out since then that while he has transitioned well, he suffers from attachment issues, but you know, you just don't see them so readily because the charming child jumping into the arms of every stranger doesn't really cause problems. But he has transitioned pretty well. We had to keep him out of school for the first 2 years after he was home just to bond and attach. And it's still a daily struggle for him. He struggles with that a lot, his place in the family, who he is, where he belongs. And it's painful to see a child that has become such a part of your family feel like they don't fit there so well. But he's doing well, you know, academically, socially. He's well liked, he's very loved, and he's overall a happy, kind, polite, loving child. And he was probably the easiest transition. When we brought home our 8-year-old and 11-year-old, it was very, very rough. There were probably the lowest points of my life. I bawled for days on end, I think, and wondered what we had done. There was a lot of anger, a lot of grief being felt, and not just by them, by me as well. And it took probably 2 or 3 months before, you know, things really felt manageable. And then school started, and transition started all over again. And while one of the children transitioned well to school, the oldest, her brother did not do as well. You know, and it's hard to transition to school when you have a school that doesn't understand how to meet their needs and doesn't understand what they're dealing with and doesn't really believe that, you know, these cute, precious children could possibly have, you know, any issues. You know, the first week of school, my child ran into class every single day screaming, and he would scream when I came to get him when he had to leave early, and he kicked teachers, and he hit teachers, and he kicked his peers, and it was a long, rough transition. And once the teachers, I think, finally realized what they were dealing with, and it was not okay just to pinch his cheek and say, "Oh, aren't you so cute?" And treated him like a child, offered him a lot of validation, and at home he received a lot of validation. He's now doing great. He's got his rough moments, of course, like every child, but in his most recent report card, he received the highest marks he could receive in respect and resiliency and resourcefulness and responsibility, all those things that he was completely lacking at the beginning of the year. So, and less than 1 school year with just, you know, a lot of love and support and understanding and a heck of a lot of validation. He's really starting to feel like he should be here, and he feels home. And our daughter is doing extremely well. She's very social and outgoing and has a lot of friends, is on the phone constantly, and is just your normal average preteen girl. I don't have any ideas that she's ever going to truly accept me as her mother. She had one of those and loved her dearly, and I am not a substitute for her. But we have a really great friendship, first and foremost, and building a really great relationship. And she's blossoming into an amazing young woman, and I have great expectations for all of them. They're doing well, and it took a lot to get there and to be optimistic. I spent a lot of months pessimistic, but it's great to see the silver lining and everything come into fruition.